Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am here with you tonight. I'm going to make cheeseburgers a little differently because we're going to put the cheese inside the burger instead of on top of the burger. Anyway, I'm going to use all Pampered Chef products, and I hope that you like the recipe, and I hope you like the products. So I'm going to first start with the mixing bowls. They're really cool because they're just everyday mixing bowls, but they nest inside one another so they don't take up a whole lot of space in your kitchen. Now, I use my hands, so just so everybody knows, I just wash them really well. I don't have any rings or anything on so that things don't get gross. I'm going to start out with an egg. I'm going to crack the egg in the bowl just so that we don't have to worry about the mixing process. As I am doing all this, though, I want you to pay careful attention to the various products that I'm using. I've got about 2 pounds of hamburger meat here, and while I would typically use probably an 80-20, this is on the very lean side. This one is actually 96% lean and only 4% fat. We're trying to do things a little healthier, and yes, I am putting the cheese in the burgers, but which would you rather have? Would you rather have the beef fat or the cheese? I'm a cheese girl, so I'm gonna go for the cheese. But anyway, so before I mix that up too much, I'm going to go ahead and add some seasonings. I love Worcestershire on a burger, but I love it in a burger even more. And I usually just eyeball it, but I'm going to use my measuring spoons, which I love because they also nest inside one another. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space in your drawer, but they also come right apart, so they're pretty simple instead of being on the little ring like you get at your local store. Anyway, I'm going to put about a tablespoon. Notice that I've shook up my Worcestershire really well because you want all the goodness in your spoon. And eyeballing that, I don't think that's quite enough, so I'm going to go with 2. Justin Wilson would say that I need 3 or 2 of those, so I'm going to go with 2. All right, so that's that. I'm going to add some onion powder. My family is not real big into onions. I personally love onions, but I'll just saute some of those on the side for myself. And since my family doesn't like onions, but onion powder and onion make a great burger. So what I know is that a teaspoon of onion powder is equal to about 1 onion. And to make these really good, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a teaspoon of onion powder in that. And then I know the egg is a binder, but I like my burgers to be more on the meatloaf side. So I'm just going to use about 1/4 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and these are just plain breadcrumbs. Panko are a little bit healthier than traditional. They're the Japanese panko. And I'm using my mini measure-all measuring cup. You can measure dry ingredients like this, and you can measure liquid ingredients in this. It's a really handy tool to have. I actually have the mini and the regular size. The regular size is 2 cup. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, and because I have 2 pounds of salt, I'm going to go with I have 2 pounds of meat, not 2 pounds of salt. Don't add 2 pounds of salt. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I usually add half as much pepper as I do salt to my burgers, so that'd be an 1/8. And now I'm just going to mix it all up really good with my hands. Now, in a few minutes, I'm going to show you the neatest gadget that I've just recently purchased. It's called the hamburger press. And the hamburger press is really cool. It's like the old hamburger presses that your mom might have used back in the day by another company that made a lot of plasticware. I'm not going to say that company's name, but this one is so much newer and improved. It's incredible. And it's super handy. It's top rack dishwasher safe, which is very appealing to me. Now that smells really good, but I've forgotten one thing. Now I did this kind of on purpose. I wanted to be sure that I got that egg mixed up really good. I'm just gonna wipe my hands, have a couple of clean napkins handy so that I can wipe off my hands, because now what I want to do is measure out some cheese. Now what I should have done was instead of using the pre-shredded cheese, I should have gotten a block of cheese, but I happen to have this. I will tell you that even though I'm going to use this, It's a whole lot better for you. It's just healthier. There are fewer preservatives if you grate your own cheese. We have a wonderful cheese grater, and I do own it. So yeah, I'm a little embarrassed that I'm using this, but oh well, it happened to be what I had on hand, so I'm going to use it. I'm also making a really big mess. It's okay because I have little dogs and they will love to eat anything that I drop on the floor, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so that's about a cup, and I think that's about enough cheese because even though I love cheese, I want to save some in case somebody wants some to put on top of their burger, because you know, if you're really a lover of cheese, you can never have too much. All right, so I mixed up the egg really well into the meat. I don't want to overwork it because that'll make the meat really tough when I go to cook it, and it's already not very fatty meat. So I need to be sure that, you know, that I'm not overworking the meat. And it was very, very cold, so that should help. There's a trick to it. If you really want a moist burger, I've often heard that you can put an ice cube in the center of your patty. I've not tried that in a while, but now that I have my new burger press, probably won't be. But if you are waiting to get your burger press, put an ice cube in there and see if it moistens your burger. All right, now I'm going to do this. I'm just going to press it down into my mixing bowl and kind of divide it out evenly so that my burgers are about the same size. And there's no specific science to this, but I'm going to get about 6 burgers. All right, I think that might have been a little bit on the wrong side there. Okay, anyway, all right, so then what I'll do is just take it and roll it into a ball before adding it to my burger press. Now the cool thing about the burger press is you can also make sliders. So it has this little insert in it, and you put your meat in here and press with this side of your burger press, and it makes a small burger. But I want big burgers tonight, so I'm going to take out the insert, place the hamburger meat in the center, and I'm going to use the big side. And you see that both sides there's a bump. Well, used to, before getting my burger press, I would take my thumb and try to pat out a little circle in the center of my patty so that it doesn't rise too much in the middle. Have you ever had one of those burgers that they're thin on the outside and really fat in the middle? Yeah, well, the little divot in the middle prevents that. So literally you just push down, and here's the reason that I think this press is so much better. All right, there's your little divot, and here's my plate. And on the bottom, it just comes right out. Now, when you had that other, or your mom had that other press like similar to this, but not, it didn't give in the bottom. So oftentimes when you take the ring out, well, then you had to really work to get the burger out. Not with this one, it just pops right out. And it's top rack dishwasher safe. Now, I don't have the right setup to be able to show you the cooking process, but I am gonna show you the pan. Whoa, excuse me. So I am going to show you the pan that I'm going to use. So this is my grill pan, and it can go from the stovetop, in the oven, and on the grill itself. Now, I think this is a really, really cool thing. For storage purposes, the handles come off. They go on and off really easily. And, well, I said that, and then I did it wrong. There we go. So they go on and off really easily. You just push the button and slide it back, and it comes right off. In reverse, it goes on. All right. So I don't really even have to spray this or add any more fat. Again, just trying to be a little bit healthier. And I'll get it hot before I put my hamburger patty on there, and then I'll just coat it good with the pan first, and then put my burger in here and cook it for a few minutes. And that's it. Nothing to it, right? All right, well, thanks for watching, and let me know if you need any products. Remember, it's Mama Landry's Kitchen, and it's Pampered Chef. So just give me a shout. MamaLandry's@gmail.com. See ya.